Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Keep 23, going through the usual required buildings and resources, the unlocked buildings and features, thinking ahead to future keep levels, and my recommendations and commentary for Keep 23. Let's start off with the building requirements. So last keep level, we didn't have a whole lot of requirements. It was just the walls 21, I believe. But now we do have some bigger requirements. We have walls 22 and we have barracks 22. Those are some bigger buildings than we have seen in the past. So we haven't had to touch our barracks for a while. It might have been a pain to get that up, but hopefully if you've been thinking ahead, like I've been trying to get you to do for the last couple videos, you would have been working on that in the background and getting your barracks up slowly when you had time. But if not, here we are, walls 22, barracks 22 for Keep 23. Now the required resources for Keep 23, just the keep, are 17.1 million food and 21 million of the other three resources. If we now put in walls 22 and barracks 22 into that mix and we look at all the resources, we are looking at 33.4 million food, 40.3 million wood, 40.5 million stone, and 40.4 million ore. So our numbers are increasing as usual, and it's ramping up, but just wait, it's gonna get, it might look like a lot, 40 million right now, but these are still pretty small keeps compared to what you're gonna see later. So hopefully you are stockpiling resources and stockpiling your speed ups. Unlocked buildings, unlocked features, not a whole lot to talk about here. It's another dry spell. We got our 21 and that's the big one. So there's not going to be a whole lot of buildings until a couple keeps down the road. Thinking ahead to future keep levels, Stables 23 is required for Keep 24. Academy 24 is required for Keep 25. Watchtower 25, and there's an asterisk there. Watchtower 25 requires Farm 25, so those two buildings will be required for Keep 26. Rally Spot 26, double asterisk. Rally Spot 26 requires Army Camp 26. That's the one over by your resource tiles, so those two buildings will be required for Keep 27. Recommendations and commentary for this stage are pretty much the same as before. If you have lots of Wheel of Fortune tokens, go ahead and spend those. Keep a bit for your daily activity, but go ahead and get a lot of those level 1 skill books, extra stamina, gems, and so on, if you do have a stockpile of those tokens. You should also put... I don't know what I wrote there. I got a little confused by myself, but I know you already have a Cleopatra because we got that from doing these mysterious puzzle things a lot earlier in the series. But if you have other generals that you're using potentially for bosses, because there's a lot of bosses going on maybe, and you do have a level 1 skill book that you have obtained through the Wheel of Fortune, then you can go ahead and put that level 1 luck book onto the generals that you're using as alternatives to Cleopatra. So you always want to be sending your Cleopatra out to bosses, preferably the bigger bosses if there are options. But if you do need to send to other generals too, then try to increase the double drop rate on those generals as well by throwing skill books on there, and then also by equipping them with King's Ring. And I did talk about in the last video, talked about hot swapping King's Ring. So if you have multiple generals that are going out, I'll just talk about this one more time because it is a useful strategy here. If you have multiple generals going out, make sure your King's Ring is equipped on the one that is going to land first. And then when that one does land and starts returning, you can take the King's Ring off of that one, put it onto this other general, and then when that lands, it will also benefit from the double drop rate because those checks happen when the attacks actually are fulfilled in the server. So they look at that point at what's equipped. So you can hot swap your rings on the fly as your generals are marching. Okay, and that being said, that is a pain in the butt to do, so make sure you are crafting more Fearless King's rings when you do have an opportunity. Remember to enhance them. By that I mean star them so they're 5 stars to increase that double drop rate. You don't have to do any refine. Just make sure that they have the maximum amount of stars and you've increased the double drop rate. Lastly, using Spirit Beast experience on the Bird of Hurricane. So you have the bird that's equipped to your Cleopatra, hopefully. And if you increase the level of your Spirit Beast, then it will have an increased double drop rate. That's all I have for the Keep 23 video. So thank you again to all the channel members and the subscribers and everybody out there. Thank you so much for supporting the Miser's Guide to Evony, and I will see you in the next video.